In this video, we will discuss how students get introduced to the LCM with our MathBox learning aids. Usually, to find a common multiple of any two numbers, we first find a few multiples of each number and then spot the multiples that are common in both the numbers. We can follow the same process but with using fraction rods. So, we will first form multiples of the two numbers and check the points where the multiples match in length to spot the common one. So let's take the example of finding the LCM of 3 and 4. To represent multiples of the number 3 and the number 4, we can use light green rods and dark blue rods respectively. A light green rod, as we know, represents the first multiple of 3, and a dark blue rod would then represent the first multiple of 4. And clearly, they're not equal, so they aren't really a common multiple. Now let's start forming multiples by adding more of the light green and the dark blue rods. To find the common multiples, we would need to check the points where these rods match in length. First multiples, as we saw, are unequal in length, so they're not a common multiple. But what about the second multiple? Well, they also don't match. But over here, we can see a match, can't we? This is the third multiple of 4 and the fourth multiple of 3. And they both represent the value 12. So we can say that 12 is a common multiple of 3 and 4. So the first common multiple is 12. Now can we find more such points or common multiples? Your student will be able to figure out that the next time the length of these rods match is over here, which is at 24. So 24 is the second common multiple of 3 and 4. In all this, we can tell that the lowest common multiple, or LCM, is the first point where the lengths of the two rods match. So in this case, it is 12. Now using learning aids this way, your students can practically touch and relate with the concept of common multiples. And once they've understood the idea, they can find it much easier to perform these operations in the abstract form. Unfortunately, many schools and programs still teach students how to identify common multiples directly in the abstract using multiplication tables or the long division method. However, because of this abstract procedure, most children don't understand what exactly they're doing or why these procedures work. Now think about this. We just saw that the first common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12. Well, of course, 12 is smaller than the second common multiple. And it's quite obvious that the third common multiple will be larger than the second one. So really, what we are saying is that the first common multiple of the two numbers is actually the least common multiple. Now ask your student if they can find the highest common multiples of 3 and 4. Is it really possible to do that? Bring it to their attention that a number can have infinite multiples, as you can always keep adding more rods, hypothetically, or more multiples. So there will be infinite common multiples, in which case we can't really find the highest common multiple.